Hi, thank you so much for trying out our Liquidity Toolkit. We hope you enjoy it. This video is a quick tutorial to show you how to use it. To start, you would go to your settings and just remove the body, borders, and wick from the candles. And you're probably thinking, but then I can't see anything on the chart. And that's the idea, because when you go to indicators and you click the Liquidity Toolkit in the invite only section, the Liquidity Toolkit actually colors the candles for you. So instead of, guessing, are things bullish, are things bearish, instead, the Liquidity Toolkit will paint the candles bullish or bearish based on if price is going to go up or down. So you can see this morning, things started off bullish with green candles, and then a little bit later, at about 675 on SPY, the candle started turning bearish, and since then, it's been some pretty strong downside and pretty easy to stay in a short because the candles have been printing bearish candles red the entire time. Now you'll also see an enter symbol here and an exit symbol here. These are potential trade opportunities based on liquidity. So happens to be a really nice trade here. They're not always going to be so perfect, but they are pretty handy. Now going into the settings, the first thing a user will do is click the opportunities user agreement. This releases all liability from deep dive stocks for any potential losses. And the next section is the scalp alerts. So if you don't want those on your chart, you can just toggle them off here and you'll see them disappear from your chart as soon as these three bars finish loading, like so, and I'll put them back on. Now you could also toggle the candles on and off. So if you toggle the candles off, then it'll no longer color the candles. You can also toggle the text off. So this bearish text on the bottom that tells you if it's bearish or bullish, by toggling off that setting, this will disappear from your screen. Now we'll put that back on. Now you could also move it to anywhere you want, top left, top center, top right. You could also change the size. I like having it on huge in the bottom because anytime I look at the chart, I know I don't want to go long if things are bearish. I want to be short and I want to always be able to see if things are bullish or bearish. Now the data table, the liquidity status data table, right now I have mine in the top right. This shows me on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 30 minute, the 1 hour, and the 1 day if things are bearish or bullish. And this helps me, be able to confidently stay in a trade because right now liquidity is printing bearish candles on every time frame. So I know that things are likely to go down until there are some improvements in liquidity here. And today I could have hopped in a short at 675 and caught a $15 move to the downside on SPY. Up next, you'll see the triggers. You can toggle these on, you can toggle these off, you can change the colors to whatever you want. Everybody has a different aesthetic, so choose what you like. Now, the triggers are very simple. You can think of them as EMAs. So obviously when the lower time frame triggers are on top of the higher time frame triggers, like the 9 EMA above the 21 EMA, that will be bullish, and the 9 EMA below the 21 EMA, that will be bearish. Just an example. So the triggers work similar to that, but the triggers also act as acceleration levels. So for example, if we turn on the 1 minute trigger, you'll see this morning that when price breaks below a trigger with bearish liquidity, that could lead to some strong acceleration. So here price cracked below with bullish liquidity, so you expect it to reclaim it. But here when it cracked below with bearish liquidity, we saw some strong acceleration to the downside. And when you put on the 5 minute trigger, you'll see a little bit more of the same. So here, when price reached the 5 minute trigger, there was bearish liquidity. And once price broke below the 5 minute trigger, you can see the downside acceleration that continued. Now, in terms of the EMAs, when the 1 minute trigger crosses below the 5 minute trigger, that's a bearish crossover, and that puts the triggers in a bearish orientation. And now you could expect bounces to the triggers to be sold and continue downwards until liquidity turns bullish again. Now, just like the 1 and the 5 minute trigger, so too, that's how the 5 minute trigger and the hourly trigger act, the hourly and the daily and the weekly and the weekly and the monthly, all depends on your time frame of trading. So here, the 1 minute trigger crosses above the 5 minute trigger, liquidity is bullish, and you'd expect price to go up. That's the short rundown. This works on all time frames. If you go to the 1 day and you go to Bitcoin, it works on all tickers, stocks, crypto, options, futures, the lot. Liquidity measures the direction that the market wants to go. So by using liquidity, you'll always have an advantage over other traders who don't know which direction the market wants to go. So if you look here for crypto, we know there was a recent plunge from 121,000 to 87,000, over a $30,000 move to the downside. And you could see how liquidity turned bearish at 121, and since then it's just been relentless downside. Now, if we put on the daily and the weekly triggers for higher time frame trading, you'll see how the weekly trigger was acting as an acceleration level to the downside once price broke below it. So here is the weekly trigger, and once price lost the weekly trigger with bearish liquidity, we can see that it sold hard and fast down to the next trigger, which is the monthly trigger that will appear here soon. But the same way like we showed before with the 1 and the 5 minute triggers, once the daily trigger crosses below the weekly trigger, that puts the triggers in a bearish orientation, and you can expect bounces to be sold until liquidity turns bearish. Now, the triggers can also act as support levels, and especially the monthly trigger is the biggest support level. So once price reaches the monthly trigger, that's where we would expect a bounce on Bitcoin. Now you can see here things were bearish. Once things turned bullish, Bitcoin did have a really nice move to the upside, turned bearish for a bit, and although there was a spike of bullishness, in general it's been bearish since mid-August, and since then it's been downside. Now this also caught the last major run-up where we had some chop here, but then liquidity turned bullish, the daily trigger crossed above the weekly trigger, and this was a massive upside move that was able to be caught. Any further questions can be answered on the Discord. There's also more resources and tutorials on the Discord, so please enjoy and ask if you don't understand.